I'm facing south on Highland Brow, just approaching the 20 mph speed limit into Galgate. I'm in the southeast corner of the proposed site and the entrance would be here through this hedgerow. We're about 650 metres from the main A6 access junction. This route is the only potential access for all the building materials for the proposed development, and will also be the route to access schools, public services and amenities in the village. As a picture speaks 1,000 words, I'd like to take you on this journey down Highland Brow onto Salford Road to the A6 junction. Highland Brow is a residential road about 7 metres wide with pavements about 2 metres wide on both sides. The main West Coast railway line runs parallel down the east side. Highland Brow is the main access road for the whole of the west side of the village into Galgate, the A6 and the motorway. There are 5 junctions that join from the west, funneling the traffic onto Salford Road. This is the doctor's surgery. Patients always park here and cross the road into the surgery. This is the last junction, joining on the right. Welcome to Salford Road. It's now 300 metres to the A6 junction, and this is the section we're going to take a look at in more detail. The road narrows considerably and residents' cars are parked along the right hand side at all times. This narrows Salford Road to the width of a single carriageway. The pavements on both sides of the road also narrow to less than 1 metre. Salford Road becomes a hazardous single carriageway where traffic has to take turns in each direction. Heading towards the bridge, the road narrows and there are small passing places at best. The pavement is only 80 centimetres wide, narrowing to 60 centimetres around the lamppost. High walls prevent any escape from the traffic. You can now observe life as a pedestrian going to and from school and Galgate's amenities. This gap is the only space this pedestrian has to push a pram. How will they get around the lamppost? Adding to this, there is an S shape in the road under the viaduct, making visibility difficult for approaching vehicles. Once through the viaduct, there's a humpback bridge over the River Conda. With cars always parked on the right hand side, this is the space left for the oncoming traffic. We are now approaching the main traffic light controlled A6 junction. This is the only potential access route for all the building materials to the proposed development. This will include articulated lorries, thousands of 20-tonne 8-wheeled HGVs and the residents' vehicles. This is the traffic that can't get through due to the outgoing traffic and parked cars. We're now here at the A6 heading to the M6. Sometimes the traffic backs up all the way to the motorway. I'll just stand back and observe the entrance to Salford Road for a minute. The lights change to green, but the traffic can't turn into Salford Road. The lights are now red again, and no cars entered Salford Road due to the width restriction. It demonstrates a completely dysfunctional road which operates in one direction at a time. The junction is a circus of cars trying to avoid each other. Watch the traffic lights and observe the manoeuvres. It would be highly irresponsible to add articulated lorries or HGVs to this equation, wouldn't it? I've taken width measurements at 17 places along this 300 metre section of Salford Road. The figures in red show pavement widths less than 100 centimetres. 94% of this section has pavement widths below 120 centimetres, the minimum recommended by the Disability Discrimination Act. And large sections of the road fall well below the recommended 4.8 metres width for a car to pass a rigid vehicle. I'll now show you some highlighted examples of some of those restrictions in action. Parents with children walking home from the local primary school use the narrow pavement down the right hand side. Here it measures 90 centimetres wide and is only pedestrian access to the whole of the west side of Galgate. Pedestrians can't use the pavement on the other side of Salford Road as there's no pedestrian access crossing to get there. This is the only pedestrian access to school, shops and public transport. This lady is pushing her baby down the pavement as the pram wobbles up and down each drop curb. It's 90 centimetres wide with no alternative route to take. The pram wheel is only 10 centimetres away from dropping off the edge of the curb. I have actually witnessed a baby being tipped into the road. Here the functional road width reduces to 3.5 metres and cars can no longer pass. When it gets bad enough, local residents or drivers get out of the car to direct the traffic. The pavement is not wide enough for pedestrians to pass safely. Here a pedestrian steps out in front of a car to pass pedestrians coming the other way. Here are a few examples under the railway bridge. You can see the congestion. Here is a quote from County Highways. The A6 main road Salford Road signal control junction currently has capacity issues at peak times and experiences high levels of congestion. And the proposed increase in vehicle movements is therefore unacceptable. Parking on Salford Road also currently impacts on the operation of the junction. There is a lack of a suitable footway from the junction of Salford Road and Highland Brow to the junction of Salford Road and the A6 to access local facilities. Sections of the existing footway provision are less than 1 metre in width, therefore not suitable to support all footway users. I can't even get through here. The pavement on the other side is even narrower. Salford Road is not suitable access for thousands of HGVs. Salford Road is not wide enough for HGVs or any rigid vehicles to pass safely. Salford Road cannot cope with the vehicles from the additional proposed 108 dwellings. Salford Road is hazardous to vulnerable road users due to narrow pavements and carriageways. There is insufficient provision for pedestrians, cyclists and the disabled. There have been over 500 objections to this application. Please uphold Lancaster City Council's refusal to grant planning permission. Thank you for watching.